Hello again, Randy back in the shop. Today, going to be working on 380 cubic inch small block Chevy again, and going to be putting the rods and pistons in the block. And in the previous video, I talked a little bit about the top ring that I'm using and what gas porting is. I'll bring you over here a second to the bench and we'll take a look. This is a big block Chevy piston here, and this is what I was talking about with the gas ports in the top. And these gas ports can plug up with carbon, especially if you're, like a street strip type deal where it gets driven on the street and the pistons will get carbon on them. And the lateral ports I was talking about is they machine above the top ring in the piston, and they'll actually put a groove in the top ringland for gas porting also. And here is the gas ported top ring. As you can see right there, you can see them little slots in the top face of the ring. That always faces up when you install these. Now what that does is that allows cylinder pressure to get behind the ring here, and it helps push the ring against the cylinder wall. When you have real high pressure, real high cylinder pressure, the ring will leak by. Some of that pressure will leak by. They call that blow by, and this helps prevent some of that, because otherwise you're just relying on what little bit of pressure gets in between the gap. When it's in the cylinder bore, it'll be gapped, pretty tight, about like that. And then the top ring also has a bevel on it, on the top edge of it here, that allows the pressure to get in behind the ring to hold it against the cylinder wall. Well, the gas porting makes an easier path for that pressure to get behind the ring to actually force that ring against the cylinder wall. And it's a pretty good deal. It helps with like turbo and supercharger applications, cutting down on a blow-by, and with like nitrous and that kind of stuff where you have really super high cylinder pressure. This motor here is going to be a 13-to-1 compression motor. This is an 043 ring, which is pretty thin. It's only 43 thousandths thick, and you need that pressure against the ring to make it seal on the cylinder wall. So that's just a little bit more about that. And I'm going to be installing these pistons here, so I'm getting the pistons are all in the rack ready to go. I got all the rod bearings in, and I'm going to uncover the block, and we'll put some lube on the cylinders and start putting in some pistons. I'll probably set up a time lapse for that, just kind of speed things up a little bit, and I'll bring you along for the ride. Be right back. All right, here we go. Got my piston knocker here, got the ring compressor all set up here, so let's push her in. Just like that. You don't need to hit it very hard, just gently tap it, and There you go. That's all you need to do. Take my guide rods out here. I like using these because there's really no chance of the rod accidentally dropping down and whatnot. And everything will be good. Grab the bearing cap. And the bolts. Alright, just like that, we're on to the next one. Well, there you have it. All the pistons are in. I'm gonna flip the block over now and get ready to stretch the rod bolts. I feel it's important to stretch the rod bolts, but you don't really see too many people doing it. I got a gauge for doing it. I've shown it in a couple of my other videos, and so I won't show you this time, but one thing I do want to point out to you. I'll be right back. Loosen this up here. Okay, what I wanted to point out to you here is this side clearance. You need to have a certain amount of side clearance on the connecting rods. What that allows the oiling system to do is keep the oil flowing through the bearing. If your side clearance is too tight, the motor won't make any power, and plus you won't have enough oil flow through the bearing, and the bearing will overheat and it will fail. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just checking to see how much side clearance we got. We'll grab a feeler gauge here a second and I'll double check it. We'll be right back. All right, I got a feeler gauge here, 22 thousandths, and that just slips down in between there. As long as you're between like 18 and 25, you're good. Too much is better than not enough. So just wanted to point that out. I'll get these bolts tightened up and I'll be right back. Well, I'm back. All the connecting rods, I stretched all the rod bolts, and that's going to wrap it up for this here video. And the next part, I'm going to be installing the timing chain and degreeing the cam. I already did it once when I mocked it up for checking piston to valve clearance, but I'm just going to recheck to make sure everything's in line on final assembly. And so we'll get the cam degreed. Yeah. We'll get the cam degreed and get the timing cover and stuff put on, and then the only thing left will be to install the oil pump and the oil pan, and then the basic short block will be done. So I'll see you in the next part. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.